Alright guys, so in today's video we're going to make this nice and raw and realistic, but I wanted to go through how would I go back and master ICT concepts. What was my journey from start to finish? And we're going to be going through these three things because I truly believe that in order to master anything, there's three elements. Number one, you've got to learn the concept. Number two, you've got to apply the concept. And then over time, you've got to gain that confidence to actually implement that concept day in and day out. So in today's video, that's what we're going to be going through. Again, if you want access to my free Discord, any of the PDFs from my previous videos, including this one, check that in the link of the description below. So when you're learning ICT, what did I do? What could you do? Like, let's say you were starting from scratch or you're still in that learning phase. The first way that I would suggest anyone that I was teaching to learn ICT would be to go back to the 2022 mentorship. Now, there's a lot of hype at the moment about the 2024. Should I look at the 2024? Should I look at the 2023? Should I look at the core content? Today I'm going to talk about what I personally learned, what I've used to build a profitable strategy, and it started all with the 2022 mentorship. Now, I watched the whole video. I didn't just, watch bits and pieces. I watched the whole video. Now, I did kind of fast forward some portions. I sped it up. Obviously, we know he talks quite a bit, but there's a lot of information, a lot of gems that are inside these videos that don't pop up unless you actually watch the entire video itself. So I watched every single video from start to finish, whether it was on 1x speed or 1.25 or 1.5. Didn't really matter. I took notes. Taking notes isn't enough. Now, I just want to show you guys what I mean by taking notes. I'll show you on the screen here what my notes look like and how extensive these notes actually are. A lot of people are curious to ask me, like, Ruben, what does your notebook look like? And here's a snippet for you guys to see, right? So many pages of notes, and I'm talking hundreds of pages. I think there's about 120 pages here of notes that I've taken for the ICT 2022 mentorship. Now, it's not just a matter of watching the video and screenshotting what he does. Have a little bit of a look at this, right? I've taken notes myself. I've applied what he has taught, which is the top here, to my own charts. And I did that for every single video. So when you're taking notes, the best thing to do in my opinion is to, watch the video, take screenshots of what he does. Whether you're watching the 2022, 2023, it doesn't matter, but then apply that yourself and take screenshots on your own charts. It still goes, right? So I watched the whole 2022 mentorship. I applied this by actually taking those notes, and we'll talk about it later, making videos, and then I put that in a nice folder so I can refer to that in the future. And learning the ICT concepts for me, as you saw, comes from watching every single video, taking extensive notes, and then with those notes, applying them in the chart myself. So I'm not just like screenshotting things, I'm looking for exact example of these things in the charts themselves. Not just one example, not just two, like multiple examples, and then I'm jotting that down. That's really, really important. A lot of people don't want to put in the time, they don't want to dedicate time to learning, but you have to. This type of dedication, again, like I say, is really, really important. If you're not willing to put in at least a couple hours a week, how can you expect to learn a new skill? I've been to university myself. A lot of people might have been to college, TAFE, wherever you're from, right across the globe, and realistically, you put in years to learn a certain skill, and you're still not a master at that yet. It's still a constant learning process, but what you develop in turn is an edge, and the edge that occurs more often than not, that is profitable. And then with that edge, over time, you develop a strategy that gets better and better and better, or more refined. But where are your notes? How have you applied that? And that obviously is the next thing that we're going to talk about after we talk about learning the ICT concept. So again, first and foremost, it's 2022. That's where I started the whole thing, start to finish. How long did that personally take me, if you're curious? It took me about 2 weeks. I chipped away a couple hours each day on a weekend, took notes. It was a grind, it was a process, but again, once that is complete, it's there, you can refer to it again and again and again, and it's there to go, right? Keep that in mind. Now, I did watch other YouTubers. Obviously, you guys are watching this video, so you might find what I portray as interesting or informative, which is great. But in terms of ICT himself, because that's where I've learned the sole information from, I did watch some of the 2023 mentorship. Not all the videos, because I came across ICT probably last August. I learned from a mentor prior to that, and then at about August, a little bit before, I came across ICT and really dove into that, extensive nature of the concepts. Now, these are some really good videos here. So this one here by ICT is really nice. Algorithmic price delivery and time macros. That's how I started getting the idea of macros. This one is really good too. One trading setup for life. And obviously the ICT silver bullet time-based model. This is a good one to start off as, once you've learned the 2022, and then head into this one and then this one. Realistically, that is all I watched from the 2023 that really, honed in my skills. But wait, there is more. There is more learning. So to summarize that, we've watched the 2022. I've watched part of the 2023. Then I'll go into these 3 videos that ICT posted, explaining what a breaker block is, explaining what an order block is, explaining what a fair value gap is, whatever it might be. Go through these videos, and there's one about a mitigation block too. I like to understand the PDRAs from the person that supposedly created it himself. So I like these videos are really good because it gave me a deep understanding, and then I could look for these things in my chart. So when you're looking at price, whether you're looking at these videos here, whether you're looking at the 2022 mentorship, or whether you're looking at some of the core content, my advice for you is to apply this in the markets by taking your own notes, doing a similar thing as what I did here. Taking your own notes, doesn't have to be on paper, can be digital too, and seeing where this plays out in your charts. The only way I understood what a breaker block was, not just by watching this video, that was only a small fraction, maybe about 30-40%. The bulk, or 60% of the learning and getting confidence, came from seeing this in the market, charting these things out, and then getting that chart time to appreciate when these things actually occurred and how price reacted at these key zones. So keep that in mind, really, really important. That's the final stage of learning. 2022, portions of 2023, and the core content videos that relate to the actual specific PDRAs that he teaches throughout his whole teachings. Now, a lot of people talk about, well, okay, I've learned the concept, but the hardest thing people find is applying the concept. How can I apply the concept? How can I gain confidence? And a big thing, and I'm going to say this right here, right now, you need chart time. And I'm not talking about back testing. I'm talking about watching the markets live. I know, and you'll figure out once you've seen this happen time and time again, that these concepts work. They work, right? Back testing, in my opinion, is only beneficial if you're looking for a large data sample to test a new strategy. But we know ICT's concepts work. So for you to get confidence, I would personally rather watch the markets live. Yes, it takes time, but watch the markets live and get that live market experience. And for me, it was made easier because my focus is on the macros. So 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after every single hour there's a macro, I was able, and I am still able, to forward test and view the markets every single hour, meaning I don't trade on the 1 hour chart, the 15-minute chart. In that case, yeah, it's going to be very hard to forward test. Back testing is probably better. But with macros, every single hour, I can spend 5-6 hours on the charts and look at 5-6 macros, 7 macros. That's 7 opportunities to see these things play out, to see the breaker blocks, to see the order blocks, to see the fair value gaps, to see the inversions, to see the NWOGs, the NDOGs. There's all these PDRAs to see how price reacts, to view market structure, to test things out. If I place this trade now, what would happen? And that's the first stage. So you learn the concepts first, you take notes, then you look for that example or those examples in your charts. Once you see these things playing out time and time again, then you start forward testing without real money, without any money yet. Then you start demo testing, and then it's the funded stage. Then it's maybe personal, but that takes time. Again, I'm a very firm believer that forward testing is it's much more beneficial. People ask me, they go, well, how much back testing have you done? And in all honesty, it's less than 20 hours across the last year and a half. How much forward testing have I done? So many, I can't even count, right? So many hours. And do something like this too, right? So this is from my Discord. Again, it's all free if you want to check that out, link in the description. But this is what I do. Either a forward test, or when I take trades, and this is the stage you'll get to, you take trades, you journal that, you talk about why you entered the trade, what were the confluences, what were you targeting. But you'll do this without even taking the trade. You'd still have the risk to reward tool up, what you want to happen, where you'd enter from, but without actually executing the trade. That's really, really important. And once you build that confidence, once you build, that ability to see these things, then you move on to the live stage. Then you move on to, testing out these concepts with a demo account and also with a funded account if that's what you choose to do. Another useful way that, I'd learn the concepts and then apply the concepts was to do what I'm doing now. All these videos, right? All these videos, and there's more, I've cut it off. These are either videos I've recorded for YouTube, but also videos I've recorded for myself. So I've started a collection, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, of all the trades I take, the reasoning behind the trades, almost like a journal, but a video journal. And this is how this YouTube channel started. I'm not saying you have to post it publicly, but even to yourself, privately, then at the end of the week, you can actually have a look at these things and see what actually happened. what caused you to do this? Did you follow your rules? Did you not? And then you can actually adjust that as you go on in terms of time. So again, it has been proven. It's proven, right, by science. Teaching someone the concepts that you learn improves your retainment or retaining of information. And obviously a lot of you guys might get benefit out of what I teach. You never know. You might teach something. You might teach your friend, your partner, your mum, your dad, whoever, right, that you're around, if they're willing to listen. If not, then you teach yourself. It's like you're teaching yourself. It's like you're talking to someone. You're teaching someone face to face. And this I found is really helpful because think about it, right? Think about it. You learn the concept. Let's assume you're learning the 2022 model or the macro model, which I posted actually in my last video. So check that out. Link in the description. So let's assume you're learning the macro model. You're watching that video, right? What would I do if I was applying that video that I just posted? I would take notes on that video. I would find examples of this in my own chart that are different to what I displayed. Then I would start looking for this in the live market situation. I would start demo testing, and then I would start live testing. See what I mean? So you learn the concept from either the video I'm talking about or from ICT. You jot that down, you take notes, you apply those notes in different ways, and that is how you gain confidence. It's as simple as that. Stick to one model, see how it works. If you're swapping models, if you're changing from this one to that one, how can you truly expect for anything to work out? So obviously the first couple of months you're learning, you can bounce, right? Because you're trying to figure out what works best for you, your risk management, scalping, not scalping, holding trades, not holding trades, partial, no partial, right? There's all these things, but realistically, once you've found something that you like, stick to it. And for me, that's the macro model. Again, so last video I posted, the link will be in the description below. What I will also do, I'll put the links to all those other ICT videos that I actually mentioned here in the description below. But again, I hope you guys got some influence and I guess some insight in this video about how I started, what I would personally recommend, both when I'm teaching my partner, my girlfriend, or if I'm teaching family, friends, whoever it might be, and for you guys, teaching you guys. This is what I'd do if I had to start again, right? I'd start from 2022, go to 2023. 2024, don't worry about it. The old stuff is enough with macros and with time and price, and other concepts that he talks about in those mentorship videos. So again, guys, it's been great having you here. Hopefully you've got some insight and I guess some important information from this video. But until next time, I'll talk to you then. Peace.